Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. A little bit under the weather here today. Canola definitely was under the weather yesterday and the day before, but we'll just touch on the WASD and just some of the other things I'm looking at on the charts. We'll probably make it pretty quick here today. So the WASD report is out later at 11 o'clock Eastern, my time, Manitoba, and yeah, we'll have those numbers out and probably talk about them tomorrow, but we'll see how the market trades with those numbers. Um, the fighting in Ukraine and Mexico is definitely heated up, and it's not because there's peace talks or anything. It seems to be really escalated in the last few days here. Ukraine had sent a whole barrage of drones over to hit Moscow, and I think quite a few of them hit, and yeah, it might be just pissing them off a little bit, Putin. Um, Multiple articles talking about the global stock sell-off and recession fears, and then you look at colleague of mine there. She posted this just in our chat, and I thought it was pretty cool. Stock market's crashing. Told you so, Kamala. And apparently this was back on August 4th. So yeah, it's just yeah. He he doesn't do what he says and says what he does or anything. This guy expect the unexpected from Trump, I guess. In India, edible oil imports hit a 4-year low, depleting inventories, and they have the same kind of issue going on uh, with their wheat and everything there too. They got very low ending inventories, and if they're going to be buying, it'd be quite interesting to see if the largest democracy on the planet would be a buyer. They've got the highest tariffs, of course, as well to protect all their 45% of their farmers um, uh, with duties. The other thing I'm paying attention to is just your ice cover down to 17.3. But of note, I'll just point it out here too. But you have to get through there, and T-Bay's over here. But there is a little bit of ice in the shallow waters. And you can see here, this is basically dropping off, and I don't know exactly where it's got to get, or is there an actual date that they will actually um, start moving? It's hard to say. Just took a snapshot of one of the watching the marine traffic getting through here. So far, I've seen marine traffic over here where it's open water, but nothing to get into Thunder Bay as of yet. So Karen Braun posted this. How many times you see the November hit highs in the month, and it hasn't been very often at all in March and April, hitting the November highs. So you expect it in here, and when you look at the seasonality, it's the same thing. So it's just different way of representing the same thing. Here I've got the Chinese rapeseed priced in Canadian dollars, and you can see that it basically jumped from well, sorry, that is just your percent change. Here's your price in Canadian dollars. So it basically went from let's call it just over $1,100 a ton CAD to where it kind of closed out at $1,200 CAD. And you can see that same kind of increase happened on the rapeseed oil because that's one of the products that they're banning, and the meal as well. All I can say is that's probably not going to be very helpful for their own crush margins when they have those kind of prices increases as much as it had. Um, Here's your Canadian canola. There's your gap, right? And where the market currently is. So it's just above the 600 right now. Sorry about that. Here's your gap in the minute chart. And you can see that it's just kind of trading right at the 601. So it has the ability to actually go $40 lower here with that's what it could trade, and it's not doing it right now. So we'll see how it trades when we get into when the full market is trading at 8:30. Your November canola didn't have as big of a gap. It did have a big long tail on it, but it just snapped right back. So it's still holding as well at 618. And here's just your spread. So if you're trading spreads, the difference between the two is actually gap lower as well. So that's just the gap between May and July. Sorry about that again. Rapeseed, a gap lower as well, and trading right around that 483 a ton. And the differential is looking like $156 more expensive. So the reason I'm paying attention to the Great Lakes is because of this. Soybean oil, long candle, red yesterday, but green today. So that's a positive sign. It looks like it could be maybe going to break out of here as well. Same thing with the palm oil. It's down a little wee bit, but we're getting to these higher levels again, and that's when you start to push away because it gets push away more sales. It's just getting too expensive. Your soybean itself, little leg up here, but it's kind of in limbo until that report probably comes out today. Your soybean meal gapped higher, and you can see that it did the exact same thing on. Well, it didn't gap higher on the Chinese, but it did go higher. And the Canadian dollar, I'm almost thinking that this is a downward move here, um, and I'm not putting any bets on it right now. Wheat going to be pretty quick. Nice little recovery. It's a buy signal, and that's Minneapolis. And here's your Kansas, same signal, buy. And we have a few growers that have gotten into that one. And here's your Chicago. Not trading that one early, but just for reference. And milling wheat hasn't really had that recovery at all. And corn, nice little bounce back here as well. And the USDA report is out today.